And yes, we are live. We have the amazing Queen Mother in the building. You know that I don't know who comes from this my intentional parenting journey till I get here. You know, this morning I just saw the name. I was like, what's my friend doing on this list? What's happening here? Ah, ah,
You
am
don't
I
get it.
I didn't get it. My friend is coming to share my intentional parenting journey. Please make some noise, you guys. If you do not make noise, I will take her out of here. Is it easy? Can your bestie can? What are you talking about? Please make some noise from there in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have the gracious Queen Mother, the amazing Auntie Etima. Yes, she is that friend. You know that friend. Today we're going to have an amazing time having a conversation. My friend and I always have an amazing time. It's not in the back or in the open. Anywhere we are, our conversation is bubbly, amazing, you know. So be ready to actually enjoy your time because we bring you real steez kind of conversation. And I don't even know. I was asking the team this morning. I was like, I don't understand. Who brought my friend? Did she bring herself? I don't get it. My friend has mastered the act of bringing herself every year. But it's okay. Thank you so much for being here, Auntie Etima. Auntie Etima is graciously, proudly 0001 Yada. You know, when you say that somebody is 001, right? This is 001 inner circle. And the inner circle started right, as I was finishing telling Gov, and I was saying to Auntie Etima, so me, I can tell a story. That's the difference. I say, how did you join the inner circle? Can you see that I just started telling you how she joined? I don't understand. I don't need to ask her. So please listen to her story from me. Please take it. This is how she joined. I have a story
Oh
in
my
my
God.
heart. And I just said to her, this is what it is that we're doing. I didn't even explain. You know how you don't even know where the thing is, you know, um, coming from, right? I didn't even know what it is. So I didn't have time to explain to her. I know all those things that your friends will be asking you. Are you sure? Are you sure you are correct? Are you sure it's going to work? And all of that. No, this woman does not used to ask those kind of questions. I just said, Nay, can you see that this? She just said, I'm inside. That's the way she says it. I remember the very first time that I talked about masterpiece. She was in my house, and I said, I'm going to just announce this, and I heard this thing now. She just looked at me. I said, I'm a masterpiece woman now. I was like, in my mind, I was like, why is this one just beside me at this moment, Steph? Why is she? I was like, please shift. That's what I told her. I just looked at that. I said, please shift.
Auntie, please shift. What's
I
that?
just I said, please shift, Joe. Which one is I'm inside? Before I could say Jack, I just saw her name inside, masterpiece. And I was like, okay. So now that's exactly how Auntie Tima joined the inner circle. So as we were going, as I was not even understanding what it is, where it is that it was going, she was like, yes, yes, we're inside. You know those people that root for you even when they don't know what they are rooting for. This is Auntie Tima. So welcome here, Auntie Etima. Auntie Etima is the creator of Girls Hub. Proudly our Girls Hub, right? Yes. And if your daughter is not in the Girls Hub, you're wrong. Why are you here?
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for being here. And Etima has been in the inner circle, jokes apart, from inception. And she's been here. Somebody said, how is it that your friends are actually really in the inner circle? They've been there, my friend Barrister Koyo, will say that we started inner circle even before inner circle started. See, coach
True.
is not ending to you. Coach is not, as in this thing. She will teach me. I used to be a this thing to her. She'll come to my house and sit down, and I'm actually teaching her parenting, real life story. And she was telling a friend, she said, all these people are thinking coach just started. Coach did not start, she started since. So no, we're taking it. We ain't faking this thing. All right. Queen Mother is 4 minutes into this conversation. You have 112 people watching you already. You want to just run us out? I beg, I beg, I beg. What is it?
Shout out to you guys.
All righty. Thank you so much. So Auntie Etima is going to tell her story. I'll allow her tell the story, a bit of it. The ones that she doesn't. When she finishes telling it, I will tell it again. You know, that's what
Tell
happens.
coach.
Yes, I will tell the part that she doesn't tell because she has a lot
Tell
of
coach.
a lot of the parts. So Auntie Etima, you've been in the inner circle from inception till now. And I was having a conversation with you, and you said, you see this level one, that's where I'm going to be. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me just be in this level one in peace. Adetima has done the ranks, come back, and what's that thing about the inner circle for you? What is what's that, what is pulling you out, pulling you in, at all times? I don't even know why my big brother is not here. Oh yes, shout out to Pastor Umeh. Pastor Umeh is a Yada father, very active one. He's one of the cohort leads, and he's been in the inner circle for the past 1 year now. Amazing, amazing. So, Pastor, shout out to you. I know you're somewhere looking and listening, and I know. So, thank you so much for being here. So, Auntie Etima, over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, coach. So I knew I was gonna come on the intentional parenting journey, but I didn't know when. So I was living ready.
Hmm,
I just knew that someday it will come.
hmm.
And then boom, this morning
This
I
year.
just heard it today. I'm like, what? Anyway, I'm ready. So this particular year, first of all, thank you so much for the privilege, coach, you, the governor, and the team. I do not take it for granted. This particular year has been a bit emotional for me. I don't know, like preparing to share my journey has actually been very emotional because it has got me thinking from
Hmm,
where I am coming from.
hmm.
So I'm going to be very vulnerable. If you want to screenshot or you want to video or you want to go and announce,
You are
is on
fine.
you. Just
Yeah, okay.
so that at the end of it all you will be all right, so you better just rest. I consider, okay, so let me start with what the inner circle has been for me. I've always shared, my story in pieces, how I was one of those reasons, those major reasons. Like, aside the fact that God was actually calling coach, I was actually one of those reasons why I perceived that God wanted coach to do this. Maybe because of my assignment, because my assignment is so huge that if my parenting and my children are not okay, that
Hmm,
assignment will be hampered,
hmm,
will be hindered. So
hmm,
now, all the souls, aside the souls that coach is supposed to be rescuing, are my own souls too that are going to also have a problem. So you see
hmm.
the link now. I don't know how to put this thing. I'm not here to do quotes and English. I'm just going to put it as plain as it should be. I struggled a lot with, building my children up. And like I said last year, I'm going to repeat again. How do you know what you don't even know? I didn't even know what I didn't know I needed to do
Hmm.
to parent my children well. So
Hmm.
this was just me stumbling into parenting. I didn't know there was anything like parenting. I knew about mentoring, I knew about accountability, I knew about, self-development, but I didn't know that parenting is something that, you learn. And it's not like I didn't want to. I didn't even know. Guys, please, let's get it. My marriage
Hmm.
was 19 years old. So we're not talking about something that just started. In 19, 20 years ago, who was talking about parenting? Nobody. Okay, and so that's how I just got into it. And I just realized that, okay, now that the inner circle is there, when coach announced for that inner circle, I did not, as she was talking then, I remember we paid 12K. I'll never forget. That was our first shift. Paid 12K, I was already paying. Not like I had it, but I just said, I don't want to hear that while you were trying to say, please, ma, can you please give me discount? I'm your friend, please. You know that we have been following, there was no time for English. I just understood that this is a serious part of my life, a critical aspect of my life. I need to be it for me. So the inner circle is that place that does the assignment, the first role of going around, gathering, researching, figuring out what the likely problems would be, bringing it to me and helping me prepare to avoid those problems. Just imagine yesterday, something funny. My daughter just came and said, Mommy, supposing one of you and your friends children, she didn't say my children directly. Supposing one of us just comes and says, maybe we go abroad or something, we just go and come back and say that, okay, there is now no God, or we don't want to get married to a fellow gender. I say, say what? Say what? And then we started to talk and started to laugh about it. A few years ago, coach, that conversation my daughter cannot even approach me and say those kind of things. So over the years, the inner circle has given me all the tools I require. I'm not joking. Maybe you're here and you're thinking that, oh, all these things they are saying, I beg. When I mean all the tools, it comes to communication, I have the tools. It comes to confidence, I have the tools. It comes to emotional intelligence, I have the tools. It comes to living a legacy, building your family like an organization. There is all the tools. Building a relationship. Let me tell us something about a relationship, especially a relationship with your children. A lot of us assume it. You assume relationship. Sorry. The inner circle taught me what relationship with children mean and how to build it. So the inner circle does not just teach you the why, which is actually very important. It also teaches you the how. And for people like us that started late, because the how is very important for us. It's okay. You people that have time. Hello, you people that have time. Your children are still some of you have not delivered. It's okay to get the why. For us, please, we need the how. Because we're now in an Ozugbo season. Coaches, this just may be, and please, this thing I'm saying, I'm not talking to you people that are just starting. Please, you have 18 years. My daughter is turning 18 in a few months. Do I have time for coach to come and be convincing me of why I should do it? I don't need why, man. I don't need how do you say I should do this thing. And coach is here. She's my friend. After we finish learning why, I used to call her on the phone and say, Ma, can you please help me, let me structure and plan how I should do this thing. Because I don't even need to doubt. Why am I doubting? Is those of us that analyze analysis for paralysis, you are the ones that need why. Me, no need for why. The why is already all right. Even if I don't understand the why, let me be going with how. We'll be all right at the end of the day. Is that not what this is all about? So I looked at my children and I saw that I had a problem. I had a challenge. And the world is very unempathic to coaches, to mentors, to pastors, to ministers. They don't give us any there's nothing like that. So not like it bothers me, but I just looked at it and said, that joy that you get from seeing other people's children stand strong, do well, I also want to see it. Me, I want to see it. I want to experience that joy of looking at my children and saying, okay, my children are also doing well. So the inner circle just came to me as an intervention. So if there's a word I'm looking for, the inner circle is a place of intervention for me. It's a place of deliverance for some people. It's a place of learning for some people. For me, it's intervention. That means I have a challenge and this is what I need to do. I have it. So intervention is the word I'll pick for the inner circle. Remember, my children were already preteens. My first daughter was already preteen when the inner circle started. She was already almost a teenager. I think she was even a teenager. Okay, just entering teenage. So there was no time for me to say, okay, let me see whether they will have testimonies. We will be testifying as we are going. I'm not in, I didn't want perfect children. I didn't want, I didn't want it for bragging. I didn't want it for bragging rights. I just wanted to do what was right. And then the inner circle just came in as an intervention program. For me, that's what it did. It started to give me, all the intervention strategies I needed. Now, this is what has happened. Because the first the early years of the inner circle, the intervention strategies that came worked. Now, every other thing I need, I just check, look, okay, back, 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 back. If it could work before, it's going to work now, and it's going to keep working, because principles never lie, principles never change. So once you get it, so the inner circle, I would say, is it's it's a principle itself. It's the principle I require to fix every other thing I need in my parenting journey. And let's not even start talking about um the impact it has had on my personal life. I'm sure we're going to come to that point, but just know that being here, you're going to get the principles that work. It's like sowing and reaping. Any country you are in is going to work. So the principles in the inner circle will always work, and they have been working. So that's how I came in there, and that's how I don't feel like there is a year I should not be in the inner circle, because there's always one intervention or the other. You know now, as you are finishing with one aspect, you are entering another aspect. So the inner circle is, it's stretching, it's expanding, it's pushing up the bar to say, okay, you have gotten it right with this. There's a higher level. I was trying to not convince. I was just talking to a friend last year about joining the inner circle. And she was like, oh, but I'm a coach, I'm a this, I'm a that. All these things you're saying, I know how to do it. I said, so do you know more? I said, for example, do you know about fire safety and all that? She now said, oh, really? I was asking her some key things. She was not getting it. I said, there you go. How do you know what you don't know?
Mm.
You can't even tell that there is more. So the inner circle gives you a vision, and that is the second thing I would say majorly that the inner circle has done over the years. It has given me a vision for more, not a regular vision, a Rolls Royce kind of vision, a kind
Mm.
of vision where you just see possibilities you never knew
Said.
existed. You just look at it and you're like, okay, so there's even a higher realm. We're not just talking about chores, obeying instructions, going to school and passing, becoming street smart. We have left that realm. We're not talking about empires as a family. We're not talking about legacies. We're talking about deeper things. So you're able to look at the system and you're saying, okay, so there's a bigger place. So may I not settle in my parenting success?
Mm.
They are moving. Yeah, because yes, we have succeeded. I have succeeded. I have a lot of testimonies with my children and my family, but there is more. And it's the inner circle that made me know that there is more. A vision is a picture for the future. So the
Mm.
inner circle paints that picture. And then you go, okay, there's this other thing left. That's why you hear people say things like, I'm going to be here for life. Why do you think they're saying so? You think it's for, let me just be among? No, it's not for let me just be among. It's because they're constantly painting a picture,
Mm.
painting a picture that, oh, have you achieved this? Come on, let's move. There is more. This is why, that this is what the inner circle has been to me, and that is what it's, it's just evolving around this thing. There's so much more, but I would say, really, this is it.
Amazing, amazing. You have the amazing Auntie Etima Umeh, aka Queen Mother, aka my bestie. So if I miss that part, how will you know? Come on now. Okay, so yes, and it is, every time I think about Auntie Etima's journey, maybe because I know too much about it, I would also try not to speak a lot. Because I would want to allow her tell her story herself, because I even look forward to hearing the story. It never gets tiring. But anytime I think about Auntie Tima's journey, one of the things that rings in my head is anybody can change the course of anything. You just need to decide, you know. And Auntie Tima is one person who would listen. I don't think I've ever seen anybody who listens more than Auntie Tima. And I'm not saying it because it's a public forum. She knows that I've said that before to her privately, in the night, in the morning, in the waking up, in the sleeping back. I say that to her all the time. a quality in her that I admire so much. All I need to do is, Etima, Mama, this what you did, and she says, okay, coach, let's go there. You don't find that. Oh, I know what it is. I know what are you talking about. I know more than you. You don't find it. You don't. And she was, when we started the inner circle, we started the humility about that process. We said, oh, by the way, if you've ever heard the name Yadas, that came from Auntie Etima. Auntie Etima was the person who nicknamed inner circle parents Yadas. You know, and every time that we came to the inner circle to speak, we came to talk about some stuff. And the teamer would say, and I would say, so when you come into the yard here, this is what I myself says. If we're in the yard, that means we're all yarders, yeah. So that's how the name
Mhm.
yarders started. If you're thinking about it, how did it start? What happened? So yes, so the inner circle lingua started a very long time ago. Humility abada started a very long time ago, and this is all there is. But without taking a lot of our time, like I said, Etima has so much to talk about. And Etima is going to share with us how her marriage has been affected, her parenting has been affected. I feel like, Mama, you feel like, how you want to actually share somebody's story, like you're holding yourself. I feel like share your story right now, but I'm just holding myself. It's not my story.
Ah,
Calm down,
oh
Wendy.
my
Calm.
God.
How the inner circle of parent have affected her journey as an impact person. And of course, if you do not know it, right? Antetima is the creator of the Girls Hub. If you're looking for a girls coach, my daughter is 001 of the Girls Hub. If you've ever heard me say that before, I'm not also one of those who actually asks plenty questions about something I don't know. I'm not interested in that line of thought. Where I was talking with Dr. Nse a few days ago, you know, I call her, part of she's the 001 of Canada Yarders, yeah. And then she said to me, she said, Coach, we don't know how to be asking plenty questions. We just get it, we run with it. All the plenty questions, I don't understand it. All I just need to know is, this person can do this, and then I work. I was in Benin, and a yada who knows how to do natural hair, produces. She just said, Coach, this your hair. I'm bothered. You need to do this. You need to. Will you do it? I looked at her. I said, I don't know anything about it. Tell me what to do, and I will do it. So she looked at me like in shock. She said, you really mean it? I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know it. Why am I arguing with you that is the expert? Give me the thing. Let me do it. So when it comes to girls, and Tetima is the expert. So I just turned and I said, that thing, can you come and show us? So I believe in professionalism. When it is your thing, I am very. So when people argue, you sure this one? I'm just looking at them like, are you for real? Anyways, Auntie Tima. Somebody said that Etima is a woman with sense, plenty sense. And that Etima is going to be sharing her journey. So that Etima, anywhere you want to take it from, your marriage, your impact journey, your parenting, I know it's going to be a whole lot today. Over to you, ma.
Okay, thank you so much, and shout out to all the parents in the comments. I'm just laughing. Let me start with the impact it has had on my children first. I remember, just when the inner circle was starting and everything was laid bare before me. Remember, I said, excuse me, I don't need to ask why. I just go with the how. And I started to do the work. My daughter had, out of all those, making wrong choices and everything, I we rushed. So it's not me. Where's my husband? It's inside this matter too. We're inside it together. We rushed her, into secondary school because the same reasons that we all have for rushing our
Mm.
children. She's big, she's matured, she's clinical, she's smart. Story. We rushed her in, and there were so many gaps that just came open along the way. You see this thing that we were doing, you're rushing, rushing, rushing. A time will come when everything you will just be exposed like this. All your errors will just be exposed. And we now needed to start the correctional um, system and all that. I'm here to tell you that it works. Every time we put in the work, we started to see it. Last year, my daughter, had to do the compulsory gap year, not just for the age, but also to be able to correct those issues. And we did. By the time she was going back to school, we knew that we had prepared her properly. I was telling somebody who said, "Oh, what of your other daughter? She's of age. Can she still go?" I said she cannot still go. It's not also a function of age. What of the relationship? Have I built it in such a way that when she's going out there, she can know that I'm that trusted person. Yesterday, my undergraduate daughter called me around 1 a.m. with confidence. This guy said, "Why are you calling by 1:45?" I just wanted to say I was still reading. If my daughter had gone to school last year, look, she should have been one of those girls that as they go to school, they just tell you buy, and that's it. They just call you when they need top up from their money, call you only when necessary, and that is it. But the inner circle has helped. The impact it has had is that it has helped me build my relationship with my children. You see, that relationship is an enviable one. Is an enviable one. Every single one of them can come and be vulnerable. That's the worst thing that you can do to a teenager. Teenagers don't want to be vulnerable to their parents. This my first daughter had told me some years ago, "Mommy, can you tell me why I will tell you everything?" Please. She told me I should explain to her why she should tell me everything. I think you don't have to tell me everything. But now, guess what? She's basically telling me almost everything without me asking. That's how I know she's telling me. I'm not saying, "Hey, so what is going on now? Who is the Kidiko?" She was still telling me about crush, telling me about this one, telling me about babe. By the way, she said, "Anyway, if I'm going to date, my mentor has already told me that it's okay, but I must tell her first." I said, "Okay, that is covered." Those are part of the things that we got sorted. Getting her to be able to be connected to her mentor in such a way that in case my head is turning when I hear dating, boy, man, you people know that part of me is still there. She has somebody, and it was intentional. It was the system that made me know that I cannot just say randomly, "Oh, my daughter's mentor," and no, I am serious about mentoring for my children. I'm serious about it. They go and spend time with their mentors. I ask them, "Have you sent updates to your mentors? Have you served your mentors? Have you greeted?" I make sure it's the system. So again, impact. The inner circle has made me take everything seriously. No, I'm sanguine. My natural nature is to just be casual and just be happy and be going like that as it comes. The inner circle has helped me take parenting, even my children's relationship with their mentors, with their friends, has helped me take it seriously and intentionally. So that is one impact. My being intentional has helped my children. Now they can come to me. I was sharing in Lagos, no, in Benin, how my daughter was telling somebody, and I was on the call, a video call. I said, "You see, my mom, she has wisdom. She has wisdom." I didn't tell her I have wisdom. I didn't tell her. But I've had wisdom since now. It has taken me years for me to get to that point. Yes, to prove it. And this is what coach is always saying, that when you start having adult children, what they need from you is wisdom, not advice and instruction. That's not what they need. They need wisdom. So when she said it to the young man, he was a young guy, and she gave me that, she didn't know she had just given me a trophy. Because I'm like, oh, so really I have come to that point when I have been tagged a mother that is wise, not one that is whining. Not a whining mother. Whine. I've come to that point. So the impact on my children, I really, really must say, is that of wisdom. That of somebody they can count on. That on somebody they can trust. Is a big deal. Is a big win for me. Because so at the beginning of my daughter's gap year, our relationship had gaps. So when she says this one out, she now said, "Mommy, it's like you have an attachment problem. It's like you have an attachment disorder. Why you always wanting to attach yourself to me? Why you wanting to?" And I said, "It's true. I really do have an attachment problem. And that's because I was trying to make up for all the time that was lost. Saving the whole world and not saving my own." Parents, listen to me. You people that have small children, young children, you better take the inner circle like your best next thing, the best next thing to your relationship with God. Take it seriously, because when your children start getting older, if not that there was God helping me, there was coach helping me, there was the inner circle helping me, I would have lost those children and my relationship with them, because they're already in teenage and they're just going. But now they can still circle back to me, circle back to my husband, circle back to us, because we're able to quickly get on correcting it. So impact on my children, I must say, now my daughter is the one that's calling me at 1 a.m. Allow me sleep, ma. I just wanted to say, I just wanted to, she's always keeping base. I do not call her. She's the one that calls me at all times, at any time. So for me, that's a big win. Okay. Now, on my personal life, the inner circle has made me a more organized person. So yesterday I was sending a message to the team. Sorry about that. I was sending a message to the team, to Apostle. Even the way I wrote the message, even the way the message came, what I wanted him to take note of, I structured everything and sent it to him. And once he did, he just said, "Done, ma." The inner circle deals with your nonsense, your scatteredness, and your anyhowness. You see those three things, all are taken care of. Your nonsense, your anyhowness, your scatteredness. If you think you are scattered, it will because guess what? You can't be parenting in a scattered way. You need a structure. When coach is always talking about structure, it's not just structure for your parenting, it's also structure for your personal life. I used to have a lot of hustle and bustle. Me, forget it. One day, one of us had come in and said that I can't speak Igbo, I wish I could. That she was quiet around her, but inside her, she was, what's the name of that market in Onitsha? I got her. Yes, that particular market. I was everywhere. Everything, all the ness, exactly, all the ness is dealt with. It has helped me become a more organized person. And you know what? That was my greatest need as an impact person. So do you see how when you don't deal with your personal struggles, you can't even get set up on your impact journey? A lot of women, a lot of men, oh, they want impact. I want to also make impact, but you are still disorganized. When Jesus was going to do that miracle, 5,000, five loaves of bread and 2 fishes, what was the first thing he said? He said, let the people, he even organized before he did the prayer. Check it. He said, get the people to sit down in 50s. That's organization. Then he now starts blessing and says, thank you, Jesus. And then, thank you, Father. And then they start sharing. If you are not organized, the Lord cannot use you. So this prayer, we are binding and losing and dragging God. Yesterday, somebody said you will forgive God. I said, oh, Diego, God is God, now needs forgiveness. Go back and check. When the prophets were going to do the miracles, what did they tell the woman to do? Go and bring basil. You see those basins? It's organization, because the anointing, the miracles, the blessings cannot come in a scattered place. The Lord can just say, okay, oil starts flowing. The oil is flowing on the floor, on the chair, in the kitchen. Get vessels and pour it into these places. All that place is called structure. If you are disorganized, forget it. Now, my personal life started to, so the other day, this is something personal, off the hook. Coach walked into my room. And she said, what? My friend is now so organized. I said, yo. So it's not like I'm pretending. My room. She got in there and looked at my husband and said, my friend is now so organized. My husband said, so I see you. Indeed. Indeed. The inner circle was what triggered it. It was the inner circle that triggered it. Before, should I tell you something? When I want to go to speak, Shebi is anointing. Bam. I just step out. You know what I'm saying? I just roll it out. You won't believe that even in this small session we're having now, I have something written down. I started to put myself together, my thoughts, my words, my things, my work, my prayers, everything put together. I'm not pretending. It was a struggle, and this is why I know I'm the best person to coach girls, because a lot of girls they're just scattered, and I get it. The emphasis growing up was on go and pass, take care of your husband. So the emphasis was on the wrong things. I started to have to parent myself in the inner circle. Sometimes I want to just eye my parents, like this kind. Why blame people? What are people even doing? But they didn't know more than they knew, and they did their best. So I take it up as a task. And like coach you say, you can reparent yourself. You are there whining over your parents. Why don't you stand up and do the work? And because I had seen the progress that was happening with my children, I knew that it was possible for me as well to also build myself. So that impact on my personal life, I've become more emotionally intelligent. Let me give you one story that happened this week. So we had an issue in the office. Coach even just asked me before we came live, how far with this issue? Have they opened the office? I said no. The government, you know how these municipal people can be. They just came, shut down the place, everything. How I handled that thing, I think God used that thing as a test, so that when I come today, I can actually have works, because you must be able to show it. Faith without works is dead. I've learned, I've changed. Can we see your results? That's what this conversation is all about. And so they came, and by the way, I do not like fights, chaos, or trouble. If I see people fighting, you can't see me there. If you see people fighting, and Etima is not one of the people standing there, I don't stay where there's fight. I can't handle it. So they came, they came with police, they just came in, the way they want to harass somebody. Meanwhile, we had paid. But they came and everything. So when they left, and this is me in the middle of trying to onboard girls in the girls' hub, having books, having a course this weekend, there's so much on my table to do. And somebody's come and lock my office. I don't understand. Do you know, as they locked it finally and left, first of all, I was calm. Bam, bam, bam. My normal me before started. One said, start crying. Already tears were going to be like, start crying. Number two, just go home, shut down, just go home, eat ice cream, whether coach is happy or not, just eat ice cream, binge on anything you see. Just binge. When you finish, sleep. Or number three, just start raking, start causing fight. But they knew me, they reparented me. Just told myself, what's the worst that happens? Has anybody died now? No. Okay. What is the way that you can do to get yourself to continue your work? Remember, you have work ahead of you. If you finish throwing all these tantrums, crying, looking for this, you will still come back and do this work. Guys, I dusted. In fact, I was shocked at myself. I dusted myself, arranged myself, found a way, got back, found a way to get to continue my work. I didn't close. Meanwhile, I packed my bag to go home. I was just like, what rubbish? Somewhere in my mind, I'm going home. I can work from home. I would just go and sleep. I came back. I was a bit ruffled for like 10 minutes. Like, what do I do? Where do I start from? I put myself together and I continued my work like nothing happened. By the time coach saw the message and called me, she said, so where are you now? I said, I'm working, ma. Inside you, I'm working. She was like, have you solved the problem? I said, no. So in the midst of that, I bounced back. Now, fast forward to 24 hours later, I was having a conversation with my friend who is like my therapist. And I told her what happened. She said, I don't understand. And you didn't call me. You didn't call me. Hey, somebody has grown. She was the one testifying. She said, because I know you before. Our first call. She was like, I can testify that you have grown. I would have been managing you by now. I would have been managing you by now. So, emotional intelligence, ability to manage circumstances, everything has heightened. I can say that I am constantly in charge. I'm not ruffled. My thinking is, my mind is still intact. I'm not turning upside down. This thing you can shut down businesses. Like, you don't understand. If you people call me now and say, oh, I want books, I've paid, and I cannot deliver your books to you, they will take me to the court of Facebook. But everything is still running. Even my husband was surprised. He was like, so have you sorted out the thing? I said, no. You looked at me like, what's happening here? And everybody has not scattered. First of all, I would have gone and dragged my husband. Meanwhile, he's not a Mark. I would have dragged him. I would have dragged my children. I didn't tell my children till yesterday night. I didn't tell them till yesterday. They were shocked. They were like, Mommy, like your office is locked. Like they locked it. Like, are you serious? In charge, stable, constant, still going about my business. It's a serious impact that the inner, because you know why? I'm at the behind the scenes in the inner circle. I serve as facilitator, I serve as coach's bestie. I serve because our business is my business, our business. I call it our. So I see the adversity that coach goes through. Because people don't know, when coach is sick, I know. People don't know, but she said something. Welcome to the hello, yeah, that you don't know your coach is not feeling fine. I have seen her go through stress. I've seen her go through trouble. Sometimes we're traveling and there's a session. We just help her set up. She just comes to smile. I say, what is happening? No excuses, no stories. She's constant. And so I have learned that the world must not shut down because I'm having a challenge now. Do you know that day, in the midst of that chaos, one of my girls' hub mom said, oh, I'm having a challenge with my girl, and we're going to need one-on-one session. That other me was going to say, don't they know that you are going through some troubles? So I just said, okay, ma, when are you ready? I'll check my calendar and then we can move it. When I was done, I was like, hey, I've grown. So it has helped me to keep moving regardless. One day, coach had a session. She put me on standby and said, in case I cannot, maybe my flight or anything, I was ready. She had that session at the airport. Me, I was somewhere too. For the session, she was at the airport. The world does not want to know whether you were traveling, whether there was no data, whether this one happened. So that impact help. That's how it has impacted me. It has helped me to know that regardless, do you know that Facebook shut down my account? Yes, that's why if you've been following me, you notice I've not been posting because Facebook, I just got up and Facebook has shut down. You don't know me, oh. I will just delete all the Facebook. I will just like, what? I can't start again. What do people mean? I'm trying to even go this thing. Facebook shut in a span of 10 days. Yesterday, Auntie Ruth, Ebuka's wife, said, Etima, is like your name is disturbing devil. What is going on? Everything happening at the same time. But I told myself, I'm not dying, so everything will be all right. Put myself together, and nobody's dying. Me too, I am not dying. Because it's one thing when people are dying and you are dying. People are not dying, but you are dying. Nobody's dying. Me too, I am not dying. I am very okay. And I'm moving on. I've had challenges with the team. I've had to coach know about the challenges I've had in the past 2 months. I've not been settled. But I said that I will keep moving. Now, to the impact on my marriage. The governor is supposed to be here when I'm sure he's hearing this impact I want to share now. Because many times as women, we feel like our husbands are the problem. So you're constantly looking, oh, he said, he did not do, I am learning, I'm growing, he's not. I told myself this, I said, okay, can I even, look inwards? I thank the governor being all of us, our counselor. The governor has been our own personal counselor for some years now. When I go to him with those issues, he'll just be like, do it this way. And like coach said, I listen to governor, he said, just do it this way. Do you know that I started to see changes? Before, the changes I see are always short-lived. Not that I don't see changes. They're always short-lived. After some time, because me, I'll just be like, what is that? I beg. Why? My motives were wrong. I was changing briefly to see if my husband would change automatically and immediately. And when he goes back to, I will say, I beg you, what is it?
Changing briefly.
Come around. Decided that I'm going to die inside this thing. I said, this matter, I will make sure I see it work. And so, all those times that I whine. So, for example, the thing that happened with the shop, I was already fuming. My husband, and then I started to remember all the teachings, and I calmed down. He looked at my face. When he saw that I was not coming with fights, he too calmed down. I'm sure he was ready with. After all, I was attending to the children, because really he was attending to the children the day that thing happened. So if I had come with fight, it would have been like, was it not you that said I should go and attend to the children that day so that you go to work? How come it's my fault? So I had to learn how to keep myself accountable, stay accountable to the change I said I was looking for. Many times we want it to happen automatically. Not just automatically. Now, we want it to happen quickly. And yet, we are not committed to staying through. You want a change. Change consistently. Why are you changing briefly? Why do you just change for 1 week? And you say this thing that they come to report. Coach, I started doing what you said. Then my mother was not changing. So I beg. Continue in that change. And I saw that because I was consistent, my husband too was now making more effort. He was now making more effort. And I realized that we're actually not supposed to be having problems in the first place, or challenges. Like, seriously, we're actually not supposed to. Because if everybody is committed to the process, doing as you are being told, you will see that it's just carelessness. It's just unseriousness. Again, all the ness, unseriousness and carelessness and anyhowness will now cause your marriage to start having those problems. Our marriage was not in trouble as such, but our marriage was not where it was supposed to be. I need to tell coach, I say, coach, I have a problem. I do not think that I should look at a marriage that is working and not work towards making mine like that. Okay, a marriage that is blissful, a marriage that is sweet. I do not envy. I don't envy. However, I will strive to get more. If somebody is telling me that their husband feed, I wanted to say breastfeed. If somebody say that my husband and I, this is what we have been able to achieve. My point is, how did you achieve it? Can I also do? Bishop Oyedepo says that if you do what I do, you will see the results that I see. That has been one of my latest life principles. Okay, so if this thing is working, then there is something that somebody is doing to make it work. I'm going to do that thing. So I started to put in more effort. And I said, this thing, my marriage blossom. We went for the retreat. And we came back, of course, after retreat. 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. It was now becoming like a way of life. And I said, oh, I love it. And I started to review. So what has changed? And I realized that it was me. I realized that it was me. You know your husband's weakness, and then you use it against him. Excuse me. How is that going to work? Coach says something. She says that when you want change, you start from your strength. Come on. I looked at it and I say, wait. So does it mean that I've carried all my strength and I've put under the bushel? I'm going to bring out my strength. I'm the one with the ideas. I'm the one with the energy, the liveliness, the bubbliness. You're trying to make somebody that's melancholic now sanguine. How? It's not going to work. Do you know when I brought out my strength, my other side bringing out his strength automatically? Please come from a place of your strength. That's what worked for me. That's what worked for my marriage. I just bring it, and when he sees that, okay, I'm bringing in my strength, then he also brings his own strength. And then, of course, I color his strength instead of always highlighting his weakness. I just told myself, I said, I know it's hard though. Just color that his strength. I started to color his strength. I said, you know, you're the one that's good with this one. Should you know you're the one that's good with this? You know, you're the one that knows how to do this one well. You know, you're the one. Hey, that is how our marriage has moved. Everything that used to cause fight. Because you people, I don't know how to fight though. The only place I know how to fight is with my husband. That's the only person. That's the only person I know how to fight with. With my husband. I don't know how to fight with people. I know how to fight with my husband. I don't fight again. I have something to say. I know how to say it. Why? I got the tools. And shout out again to the governor. Shout out again to the governor for putting in his all. And that's why I tell him sometimes that we share our challenges with him, because I know that there are people like me out there. Recently, I told governor, I said, Governor, you're going to have to do a men's school of romance. Men's school of romance. Governor said, really? He got out his book and pen, and I love that. He started to take notes because I was giving him feedback. I said, our husbands are doing well, but please, sir, we need some more romance. I was like, okay. I said, because people say women should come and do school of elegance. And you let the men go and be doing school of romance, so that they'll be giving us flower. Governor had a good laugh. But I'm happy that, we are growing in these things. And we're not sitting out there and complaining. This is what I want to say to parents. Your complaint changes nothing. Your complaint, your whining, no matter how you color it changes nothing. And so I have seen that. I've seen those changes happen in my marriage, with my children, my personal life, my spiritual life, my impact journey, the way I do things, even in the Girls Hub. You guys should watch out for the Girls Hub 2025. Just watch out first. Just be waiting for the Girls Hub 2025. Why? I have seen Coach immense herself in the inner circle. It has had an impact on me. Like, okay, I told my team yesterday on Monday, I'm going to die inside Girls Hub. People they don't get it. I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to go deeper. That's the impact the inner circle has had on me, on my journey. I'm constantly thinking, what more can I do for these girls? Oh, what more? How very soon I'll start a team movie for girls. People should watch out. It's part of the impact. Thank you so much.
Wow. When you have that person who can, and Etima, we should just, relax at the back so that you can just give us a seminar. We'll just be listening. I was listening to Auntie Etima talk about, challenges. And, I was smiling all through, maybe because I know too much again. And, when you hear some journey, these things are not fake, as in they are not lies, right? So when I say I'm a very organized person, I'm not coming here to tell you so that I can make you get excited. I'm not exciting you, right? And when Auntie Tima is saying I've moved from that person who wasn't there to this person just by watching, and I tell you for free, by watching, I have moved from that person who my emotional intelligence has grown just by being able to actually build myself. These things are not, it's not to excite anybody, it's just to show you the possibilities, right? And I remember one of those days. So we had a project, and Tima, me, golf, and that's how we move. And the teammate calls me and says, "Oh, Pastor has changed everything, blah 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 blah." And then she goes on and on and on and says, "Oh, we're not." When she was done, I sent her a long note. You know that your coach is very articulate. Very long notes. And I told her, see, if you don't do this thing this way, then you are ready for fights. She looked at me and said, okay, so what do we do next? You know, we were able to achieve that. If it was before, my friend would have thrown a tantrum on me, live and direct. But she couldn't throw any tantrum. She just said, you know, this guy, she was actually in the place. I said, you know what? Clean those, I don't know whether they are tears, whether they are jumping about. Madam, pick up yourself. Let's move. She just looked at me. So I'm not one to emotionalize your process. If you are close to me, of course you know that. I'm not one to look at what it is that it's going. I like to have result. I like to move. I don't want the excuses. And I have gone to a point where I understand that if you find the excuses, they will be there. Like I
Yeah.
said, pace. Excuses are cheap. Those who make them are not wise. Very cheap. Excuses are very cheap. You can make excuses for anything. You can decide to make excuses for anything. You know, and yesterday I was in a session, right? It was late. We had gone to, Cardiff, we had come back, and but the session still had to hold. And like Etima was there, she was sending the chat and saying, you guys I've not heard from you guys. What's happening? And I said, we're still there till 11 o'clock. I could wake up this morning and say, you know what? I slept around 1 a.m. I could wake up this morning and say, you know what, I slept late. I'm not going to be able to do this. And it's not going to happen. No, nobody will do anything. Now we will just send it out and, we'll just say, oh, it's okay. I'm not available and all of that. Excuses are cheap. Those who make them are not wise. So you are listening to me and you're thinking, oh, how is it that she has achieved these things? How is it that Auntie Atima's journey is very long? You can see how it is, how long we're taking to be here, right? And and you see that a lot of the things that we actually tell ourselves that are excuses, they are just it just devalues you. It just keeps you at the back. You're listening to this journey now. You're saying, hey, in a second, I don't really have time. I don't really. Excuses are cheap. Those who make them are not wise. They are not wise at all. When you come to me with excuses, I remember Mary Beth. Mary Beth is in the comment section. The last meeting she had with me, I just looked at her. I said, "Nee, you really out plenty excuses, Abby. It's okay. When you're ready, I just look. I say, you're not ready. When you're ready, come." And since that time we haven't seen. I'm sure she knows what I'm talking about. Because we cultured ourselves into making a lot of excuses. That's why you see something that happens in the inner circle, you excuse yourself out of it.
Out.
You
Mm-hmm.
excuse yourself out of it, and you never actually get result. It doesn't produce any result because you're constantly finding excuses, and then they devalue you. You don't gain the value you should gain. You don't get to the place that you need to actually get to. My mentees will say, when coach says okay, know that there is problem.
Yes, so that don't like that.
As in, I just say okay. No, I don't. That means what you're saying, I'm done. It's okay. It's fine. And I just say it's fine. I remember telling Coach D, Coach Jose, we're having a session, and I said, I just thought it's fine. He said, coach, it's not fine. No, I had a good laugh. The response was, it's not fine. As in, so because we are cultured into making excuses, we are cultured into blaming people, we're cultured into Adamic parenting. We're constantly trying to, we're
Move
constantly
it to someone
trying
else. Mm.
someone else. I remember those days I would tell Auntie Etima, I would say, but you need to say no. You know that pastor is not that saying, "Nay, let us face you first. Can we focus on you? Can we leave the other person? Let's get it right now with yourself first. And then we begin to actually move from there. And just by being able to immerse ourselves, this thing that Etima said she's very scattered. It's not a small scattered thing. Should I even be sharing this thing with you people? Hey, my friend could be scattered. As I entered her room, I was like, oh, what's happening here? Hey, is this my friend? Look at everywhere, all organized. I couldn't understand why she was just everywhere. Sanguines can be everywhere.
Yes.
Everything is everywhere. In fact, one day I called her, I said, think you know too many people. I I think you just know too many people. You are into
Even
too
my
many.
circle has been organized.
I said, this is why are you everywhere? Can you cut off these people and know where to be and where not to
Oh
be?
my
What she looked at me like this kind of was trying to take away her
goodness. Now I'm
life.
looking for friends, coach. I don't have friends. They are like two or three
Ah.
or four.
And I was like, I said, you're an impact person. There's a way you need to go this way. Stop being everywhere. They come here, boom, you are there. They come here. I said, why are you everywhere, Nick? Can you come back to yourself and not be everywhere? I just wasn't able to
Oh my
understand
god.
it. And you know the truth, it showed in everything. Her parenting, her daughter had a challenge before she left for school. And this thing that she was telling you, she intentionally will create a system. If your children do not have mentors, you are in trouble. That's the truth. Hmm. You are in trouble. So if you're listening to me, eh? If you're listening to me, mentorship is a core of your process. And if there's anything that Etima has done so brilliantly, so well, it is mentorship with her children. In fact, I remember the very first time her daughter had come to my house to come and spend some time. She called very early in the morning. Called and they said they wake up too early in this house. What I say, yes, that's why you are there. You'll be very fine. Now, when I'm in the house and Zara is in the house, she's the first person that wakes up. I'm ready. So when can we go? Can we move? I'm like, this is so good. By the time she was going to university, I could even see the work that was put in. It's not small work. Oh. I'm talking about sessions after sessions, work after work. The truth of the matter is you can actually do this thing. It doesn't matter how old your children are. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey. It doesn't matter what had happened. Hmm. It doesn't matter what has happened. And she could have given all the excuses there is. Oh. Every single one of the excuses. She would have just said, coach, I'm very busy saving the world, saving the girls. I cannot save
Mm,
my own girls when you are saving the girls.
mm.
Why? There's nothing, there's nothing there's so much that your children can do if you actually, believe that you can do it. So instead of sitting down and making excuses, and she could have just said, is it not this thing that my friend is doing? I've seen it now. These things, yes, I can see she's doing it with her children, but all of us are not the same. That's the way some of us actually think. That's the way some of us actually do our things. So we're just everywhere, parenting everywhere. Pick one thing. That's one thing I've seen Auntie Etima do over the years. Every year she just picks one thing in one child and say, we just want to get it right with managing time with this person. And that's it.
Mhm, mhm.
You are able to actually conquer those aspects of your life. You know, she just looks at you and just says, you know what, I want to actually just get the, how have you been able to do this? So Auntie Tima is not the person. I finish your webinar, she comes back to me to say, I have seen you do this with Ife, with Ayo, with this. How did you get here? It's not all these things. I know now, but
Why
it's
did you
just,
say it like that?
why did you say it like that? Why did you even tell me how to do it? And when I don't think anybody receives wild most from me like my friend. I don't think there is anybody. So all the people that come and say, I want to be your friend, I look at you and I laugh. You can't just be my friend like that. I have wild posts ready for you at every. As in, we can be talking on something, we can be laughing. Why are you there? And I just turn and I say, Madam, please, can I have your this thing for your work in Girls Hub this year? And then she goes, oh, okay, ma. And then she's now going around and she said, how did this conversation that is so nice turns to a work conversation? Why am I being dragged inside this conversation now? But it is so interesting to actually be able to move. And if there is someone who actually moves, like Auntie Tima said, she sees all the behind the scenes, everything, every single thing that happened. So if it was fake, I'm sure she will be here saying, all these things, it don't really, it's not really like that. Auntie Etima is here. We have 337 people watching. Hey, Auntie Etima, you have plenty fans. So,
I'm
hey,
grateful for them.
in fact, it's not a small something. I'm envious of you now, like the Philistines envy, envy, sick. Right now, I'm envying you, my dear friend.
Oh my goodness.
Really, shout out to Auntie Etima. Shout out to the things that she do, what she does for the Girls Hub. Shout out to where she is, right? And I am so grateful. Shout out to my big brother, Pastor Umeh. Let me even tell you, for those who are always dragging, I think Atetima will speak a bit about that. For those who are always dragging their husband, you have not joined. Atetima was on that table. Oh. I one day I say, next turn the searchlight. The problem is not the man, you. And the moment the man, and people tell me, oh my spouse is not joining in a circle. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's also the way you even do the inner circle. That's the truth. You are in a webinar, you are in the kitchen, you're like, what the coach even say?
Mm,
She has
mm.
said one again. No, your spouse is watching you. And then when you come, he said, this inner circle. Oh, you pick the one you want to pick the day you want to pick it.
Mm.
And then, your spouse have watched you. There's no consistency. How did that Etima say it? You want, um, quick, you are making brief changes so that your spouse can have immediate changes. Some webinars they agree, say, hey, yes, what she's saying is true. Come and listen. And so then you say, God have come again. What's she even saying again? Your spouse is listening. When people say those things, somebody said to me that Coach Ebuka, that her children does not really like Coach Ebuka. According to Coach Ebuka, are you a wizard? And by the way, shout out to Coach Ebuka. It is his birthday today.
Yeah,
You
shout
see
out
my
to
son
you, the
anywhere.
king of
Telling him, shout
boys.
out to him. It is his birthday today, and yes, the king of boys. Shout out to him. And this person was now, saying to him, saying to me that my children don't really like, Coach Ebuka. They don't really. In my mind, I say, do you revere a mentor? When she finished talking, I said, how do you take the inner circle? Your children watch you. They watch you. So when you are saying, this is my mentor, hey, this person is but it's not really like that though. It's not, you say one thing today, you say another.
Mm.
You are never, in this. Coach Ebuka is here. Hey, Coach
The birthday
Ebuka.
boy.
Hi, the birthday boy. Shout out to you. Of course, you know that I love you. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for witnessing the journey of Queen Mother. My conversation usually with Queen Mother is, very elongated. And I'm going to try to, keep it on the wraps. And I'm going to tell this story in peripheral before I give her the mic. I remember one time this had daughter had done something to me. Oh Lord. Oh, the dragging that I dragged her and I dragged the whole family. I was dragging everybody and going. She was coming to beg me every day. Her mother made sure she begged me for like 1 month. Sometimes I'll be coming back from work. I'll see her at my gate. I'll just look at her and pass. And
Hmm.
when she comes every time to me to say something, I'm like, look at you, see how far you have gone. I remember telling her that when you actually become tops of your class, collect all the words, you think you're doing it for me, Abby? She looked at me. This kind, I will show this woman that I can do this thing. And that's how
Hmm.
she was going back and forth collecting awards during secondary school end of year. I called her saying, "Is it my name they are calling?" She just laughed. It's not my name.
That's
And
it.
thank you so much for being here. I know Auntie Tima mentioned something about the inner circle taking out your anyhowness. And it's not even the anything, it takes out your anyhowness. You want to come to actually share. When the others come in, you see that anyhowness, you see that disorganization. They are chatting, even the way they chat you like they are talking to their gate man at the gate. Sometimes I just smile, I just see all the anyhowness, but I'm like, come in the way you are. When you are done with the way you are, you will not live the way you are. And that's one thing I love about the inner circle. Somehow, your conversations will change.
Mm-hmm.
Your conversations will change. The way you present your matters will change. The way you do your things will change. I don't allow anybody do anyhow around me. Oh. It's not, and it's not even about you. I met someone yesterday. They're like, I know how to be scattered. I know how to be anyhow. Are you sure this inner circle you not chase me? I will just scatter everywhere. I say, scatter where? In me? You don't get it. You don't have the capacity. I said, you know who I be? The guy, you know who I
Mm.
be. So it's something that helps you. The way you talk, the way you relate, the way you do your things, it just organizes your life. And that's one thing that the inner circle really does for you. Again, shout out to Auntie Etima. Somebody is asking, they was always asking, how do you get into the girls' hub? We're going to get there. Of course, you get your daughters into the girls' hub. If you really understand the mentorship process, you would need to do that with your daughters. Auntie Tima, you have listened to webinars. I don't know what will be your webinar, you know, webinar around you this year. Shout out to you, Coach Ruth. It's you. You know, webinars this year. I don't know what will be your webinars this year. What is going to be in that, conversation? But share with us what will be your top 3 webinars for the year, and why would they be your top 3 webinars? Over to you.
Okay, so am I going to talk about the books as well? So that I will talk about the books first before the webinars.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll just summarize and I'll now go to the webinars. So the my three favorite books would be Raising the Emotionally Skilled Child,
Right.
then
Yes.
Raising the Independent Thinking Child, and then Discipline That Works. Because I
Mm,
have teenagers, I'm sure you understand why these three books, hmm, why these three books are my top three books. I remember that sometime during the year, my husband and I looked at our children and saw a very huge gap in the area of home management. Home management. We called them because it was going to be like, can't you just, you people have your this age, you're that age. Can't you just, you're not supposed to know how to. Remember, the inner circle is your report card.
mm,
Rather, the inner circle gives you the curriculum for your report card because your children's behavior is your report card.
mm,
But the inner circle helps you to know that, okay, you are checking for this. Because I wouldn't have been able to place my hand on what the name of the skill was that they were lacking. So we called them for a meeting and we said, you know what? In this area of independent thinking, navigating your way, influencing your peers, relationship management, and all that, you guys have done well. We have to give it to you. You have tried. But in this area, you are lacking. And we take responsibility. The emotionally skill, raising the emotional skill child, that book will help you have sense. Instead of just coming, because before I was always like, you're supposed to. One day, I was telling my elder daughter before she went to school, can't you people, your food is so boring. Can't you make different? My daughter looked at me and said, Mommy, can you? Two words that sent me thinking. Can you? I'm a very boring eater, boring cook. I eat 5 types of food. That's all I eat. When we travel for the conference, by the way, for the summit, the first 2 times when we used to travel, coach is always eyeing me like this kind. I don't eat pasta. I don't eat this stuff. And I told myself, you know what? You will change. Right now, since I came back from Kano and I see Amina, shout out to you. I now eat masa. The day they brought masa, Coach Ebuka, Coach, everybody was eating. I was there doing my nose like this. Meanwhile, I schooled in Jos. I learned. And then I went back. I told my children, I said, you know what? We're going to start again. My son looked at me and said, that means you're going to treat us like beginners. I say, perfect word, beginners. So instead of getting angry, why didn't you do like this? Why didn't you cook this kind of food? Somewhere in my mind, did you teach it? Can you do it? Okay, let's go back to so that's what these books did for me. They help me not just come and whine and shout and you're supposed to know. So when, please parents, when we say this supposed to how, from when, as the Bible will say, from whence will the knowledge come from? Is it not from us? So my husband now started, at a point he started calling my son facility manager, because you have to teach him how to do this. Don't come and say at your age you are supposed to. At your age you are not supposed to do nada that you did not teach. I had to start teaching them from the beginning. Toilet, how to wash it. We know how to wash. Beginners. We're starting from the scratch. So those books help me, to get to that point where we had to acknowledge our fault. It's very easy to just say, I've done all I can. I've done my best. Some people will come to me for counseling and they say, Auntie Etima, we don't know where you missed it. You see that statement, delete it. You better know where you missed it. Know where you missed it. So me and my husband had to come and say, see, this is where we missed it. We're doing this thing, then up to this stage, we got here, and we now assumed that they should just know it. So please, nobody say, God, please forgive us. Seriously, you come from that point of, this is where we missed it, and we take it up from there. Now, let me go to my 3 top webinars. So many, but the ones that even if I'm sleeping and you wake me up, I'm going to talk about them. The first one is rest as a skill. I saw somebody in the comments when I was sharing, the person said, that means that rest webinar was for you. You're not lying. It's not because I took it. It was a deliverance for me. I was asked, coach, I was not supposed to take that session. She had already assigned it to someone else. She just called me a few hours. I said, "Nee, you are the one that's going to take this session." When I had rest, I say, me that don't have to rest. Father Lord, my sin is before me. Do you know that coach called me 5 minutes to 2 p.m. So she just had a break and I said, I have to go in for Tuesday live. As she dropped that phone, before she could come out at 3, there was a template. That's how I knew that God wanted to help me. And this is why I tell you that you must never judge coaches and mentors and pastors, because they themselves, God is still working on them. So while you are judging them, God is dealing with them. Since after that course, coach, a lot of things changed. Did you hear when I said that my therapist was asking me how come I did not come for session? Because I was constantly, and anxiety was my next. We did 3 camps this year. For the first time, I will not be sick after camp. Ask coach. Last year, I landed in the hospital. I shared it in that session. Last year, and all the other years, I always land hospital after camp. Straight. With all the anointing, I'll carry my anointing and land the hospital bed. And you say rest will not. Rest as a skill was my game changer. It was the foundation to all the change that happened to me or for us this year. Because you have to come to a place of rest to even acknowledge that, okay, you have made an error. You have to come to a place of rest to even say, okay, where do I take it off? What's the problem? For you to even critically think about what the problem is, you need to be at rest. So yes, rest as a skill. For me to even attend other webinars, it was rest. Because before, I'm like, hey, webinar, this one, I'm doing my session, I'm doing book, how did I release 9 books if it's not that I rested? If it's not that I got to a state of rest? I have never been as productive as I was this year. Check my journey. I did more courses, I wrote more books, I became a more impactful person. Even with all the challenges and struggles I had, I still produce more results. Rest. Hey, listen here, go there, rest. As I started to rest, my growth started to soar. I even started choosing the people I listen to as per podcast. I listen to 1 person per season. All this. So I'm under constant stress. Rest. honestly speaking, I did so much more because of rest. Then sibling mentorship again, because remember my children are teenagers and my elder daughter was going into university, and I needed their relationship. My other daughter was somebody that she was not a gum body kind of sibling. She just no emotions, straight. I had to find a way to get her to begin to. She's doing the job so well that she's in school. The day we have to pick the children, she wakes me up and says, "Today's the day for the children. Don't forget this one. Don't forget." And I'm like, are you stressed? And I'm like, yes, now. She's talking to them. She's advising them. If her younger sister is saying one thing I don't understand, I just send her a message. That's okay. Let me talk to her later. So she's constantly modeling the right things for her siblings to watch. Do you know she started planning with me about how her sister's gap year should be, her siblings gap year? Like seriously. So instead of just thinking that, oh, I'm raising a child that is good, that will, a trophy child, are you thinking of putting systems in place that your children can thrive even when you are not there? That's why the sibling mentorship class will be my number 2. The third one, and the best for me, the skill of extras. I listened to that class. You don't get it. That class was everything. That class dealt with, in case any pinch of pressure wants to come in the work. Oh, look at this person. We started together. The other day we were at Benin, and myself, Coach D, and all the other people were dragging Coach Ebuka. So we have a word that we use in our community, which is big and proud. We say, Ebuka, so because you can now do videos yourself, you're not feeling like big and proud. Go and learn how to do video. You that you're talking. We were just picking on Ebuka that day, sha. Although he was telling us, I don't care. We were just picking on him. But what that class did for me, aside what it would do for my children, is teach myself and teach my children to say, instead of always looking at what somebody else is doing, go and build your own extra, because you have. So people will leave their one talent. You see that one you have, your one. You will leave it and you'll be looking at another person's own. Do you know that we looked at as community? We sat down. People think that you can come and clash our heads. You cannot. I said I should say it now at this point. Why? We all have our extras. We all have our extras. We can't clash. We sit down. Coach Ebuka, please, how do people do this thing? Oh, yeah. Okay, tell me. Coach Ebuka will come and say, hey, that your Kiniko, how did you do it? Okay. Oh, yeah, send me the number. Coach D will say, hey, that thing you promised me. That's how we work together. Why? We all have our extras. It was part of the things that gave me peace and rest. That was like the senior version of the rest class, because you will face these things. Our children will be under pressure. Yes, you don't know. Our children are going to go into the world and they'll be under pressure to do a lot of things. The skill of extra. For me, it's like a legacy. That class was like a legacy. People can say it's the expert, but you are big and proud. Yes, you're still big and proud, and don't worry, we are coming for you with our extras. You know what I'm saying? Our extras. So those will be my 3 top webinars. I love all the recent ones that have come, and I feel like next year I'm going to sink into them. But these ones are the ones that I will say have gotten into where I am now. I don't like, I see some others, when coach brings one webinar, hey, no, rave. After raving, I don't know how it is sinking in. I'll start from where I am, and then I'll grow into the deeper things. There were deeper webinars, But I said, Madam, you have not reached there first. Leave all these things. Don't be big and proud. Start from this basic. Why? If I can lay my foundation well, then I'll start growing into the other bigger, deeper things. And I'm looking forward to next year. See, I will register for the inner circle. Don't do it tomorrow. Do it today. I said the third webinar was the skill of extras. Do your registration today. Let the thing, because you can come here, you can hover around us, gist with us, laugh with us, play with us, yeah, oh, in the comments, and then time will pass. You will not still enter the app. Do your registration right, as we are speaking. Just do your registration immediately, so that you will not say, hey, it's true, because we have barely a month. By tomorrow, we're already 30 days or so to the inner circle. It will shock you to come like a bandit. How that the door has closed. The inner circle, they don't used to hear, I wanted to. There's no once. I think you know that there's no anyhowness. I wanted to. The excuses, it will steal from you. Your excuse will rob you of all the benefits you would have had, with all the growth that you would have had in your person, in your business. Let me not talk about my business, the impact the inner circle has had on my business. Hey, it's a lot. It has been a lot, and we're still growing. You can't even arrive. Your business cannot even get to the point where you say you have arrived. How? Where? You're constantly pushing, because you see the people before you pushing. So those will be my top 3 webinars.
Amazing, amazing. You're listening to the Queen Mother, Auntie Etima. And yes, Auntie Etima is the creator of the Girls Hub. The Girls Hub is where girls that have sense are trained. I feel like by next year, Auntie Etima, that The Girl with Sense will be your best book. Trust me.
Yes, I think so. It has already started.
I'm coming there to be your best book. The Girl with Sense, yes. And Auntie Etima, it's also she has 3 children, 2 teenagers, 1 adult child. She's been in the impact journey for as long as I've known her. Auntie Etima is my bestie. That's the part I want you to take note of. All right.
Yeah.
If you're angry, you are angry for nothing. You're saying a prophet is not known in her land. It's a
And
lie.
it's not who I
Me,
am.
this prophet is a lie. It is a lie. They know me where I'm coming from. Where I am in my community, they know me. They know me. And please don't say that I'm big and proud. Yes, I want to be big and proud this morning. and really, thank you again for being here. And if your girl is not in the Girls Hub, believe you me, there is something about it that you're missing. Everybody thrives in a community that works, and that's a great community for your girls. It was Auntie Tima's daughter that said, "You know that we are the second generation TIP parents." I'm like, "Oh shit."
I'm telling you.
Just
What
second
the
generation
generation?
TIP parents. I think I said, and I said, be prepared, because in this TIP, this thing you'll be in front. She has even dreamt where I've given her keys inside the TIP. Oh my goodness, second generation TIP parent. And honestly, and Etima has shared about her journey, into the webinars. Rest as a skill, and the Tima didn't used to rest. People don't even understand. I gave her that webinar because I heard she wasn't going to take it. And I said, okay, this is you. I'm the one that will naturally teach, you need to rest like this. So she was wondering, are you telling me to come and teach something that, I had a struggle with? And it was like she said, it was a deliverance session. Recently we had one outing and I was with her. I was when you need to see me when those outings happen. I was inside I call it my Rolls Royce home slippers, and my nightwear is one of my latest gifts. Shout out to you, Esther. Esther gave me one gift: Rolls Royce home slippers and Rolls Royce nightwear. I walked into her and I said, where is this one
Where are
coming
you
from?
coming from?
I know how to rest, though. But I now saw my friend. She was in a relaxed mood. I was like, and my friend is relaxed. Before now, he will sit down with my friend. She's jumping from one place to another. She's hopping. I'm always like, why are you always hopping? That's why you knew too many people. That's why you're always hopping. You are talking to my friend will be on the phone. Hey, you call this person. Hey, she will drop. Hey, I'm like, what is it? Calm down. Calm down. Drop. Can you organize your life? so that you're not just everywhere, you know. And it is very, very, important that you begin to it now looks like, oh, you all got it all perfect. That's one thing I love about the inner circle. Even also that teaching you, I was teaching yesterday, we're not here to talk about perfection. We are here to talk about our journey and how transformational it's been. All right. And she talked about her second webinar, sibling mentorship. And then she also talked about, the skill of extra. I think the skill of extra is one webinar that there's just something about the skill of extra.
Yeah.
It's one webinar that I was taught directly, right? It was I call it one of those things that I call prophetic scribbling. I was taught what it meant to have extras, because I am one of those people that, and people with extras can be envied very easily. And I was sharing in that webinar what extras can do, why you can even, in fact, the others said, so like this, I have been envying somebody I didn't even know. Many times we're
Mm.
actually at that table we don't know. So the inner circle changes something about you. It's not even just about your children, it changes you. And Atetima also shared how she said, let me even not go into my business. Let's not even get there. The inner circle have given me that template, that thing to look at, because I am constantly running. Again, this thing, we're not faking it. It is as real as it can be. Some people saw me on Saturday in Birmingham. Everybody has reached out to me to say, Coach, you are just you. As in, I thought I was going to see. In fact, it was Coach Tinder's wife. Shout out to her. By the way, I told her, I said, you are now one of my besties. And at the time, I would just eye me where she is right now. But
Yes.
I don't. And she was like, I don't care. Like Coach Ebuka would say, she was like, Coach, I've never seen such, humility. Such. So I was wondering, what's that? That's who I
Mm.
am. It's not. There's
Mm.
no. There's nothing outside of how I am
Yeah.
here. Is how I am outside. So it's nobody's pretending for you. So don't come and watch and just say, "Ah, they're pretending. Are you sure it's really happening? Are you sure?
Mm.
No, we're not pretending. We're just living our life. It's just that our lives are out there so that you can actually see. So, of course, it's on a platter. Some people will tell me, coach, somebody said this about. I'm like, they will say now, my life is on the outside. If I didn't want people to say anything about me, my life won't be out there. So my life is out there, right? And and this is also very, very key. And I want to, proudly announce to you that the creation of the girls' hall, have my name written all over. So if your child is
Yes.
not in the, I will drag you. The girls' hall is my, it's like, it's my thing. Like anytime I look at the girls' hall, I'm like, yes, yes. It took
Mm.
me years to drag my friend to get there. And every time I look at the girls' hall, and that thing that you have something and you can't really see that you have it. I saw
Mm.
it years ago and I'm like, see, you have this grace, you have this anointing. Come, let me tell you how to bring out this anointing. You have it. Don't waste it. It was a selfish quest. I was doing it for my child. Use flash. So it's not like I spent so much. I needed somebody who will help me. And I needed that to help my life. So I was pushing her so that she can be helping me. So don't think it's all about her. There was me inside.
Oh my
Selfish.
God.
Alrighty, thank you so much for being here. And thank you. I can see Professor Barry Selle in the building. I see Masterpiece Women. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. And Tetima, I don't want us to leave before you share with us a little bit about um, getting your spouse to join you. Pastor joined you after 4 years of being in the inner circle. And I know
Mm.
that it was a journey, right? A real journey, a very long, real journey. And he joined on his own. But I want you to just give a few, tips here and there so that people who are listening to, because somebody still shared, hey, I'm doing everything. Hey, my spouse. Hey, he's spoiling all my parenting. Hey, how does your spouse spoil your parenting? Honey, calm down. Not like that. So please share with us a little bit here and there. Anytime I try to, one person even told me, Coach, you don't understand. You have a supportive husband. You won't get it. I'm like, what are you talking about? All of us are, have seen these journeys. I've seen it even in the closest range. So, Auntie Etima, over to you.
Okay, so I think the first thing about having your husband join you, or how I got my husband to join me, was first of all build your relationship with him.
Mm,
So this is the drama, or this is the scenario. You're having, ups and down with your spouse, and then you now want him to just come and join you on this thing. You see, when the Bible talks about oneness, is in all things. So those days, those were the days that we used to have a lot of, just not fighting, but just, everybody just, everything was always so hard. I'll bring webinar. They say we should, even though he knows coach personally, but this is not your baby sister or your brother. This is the academy. It's cool. I'll just bring the thing, take, put it. You remember, I used to be disorganized. So, for example, there is father's conference. I will forget to tell him. Then the conference starts. I say the conference has started. The conference has started. You're supposed to be in the conference. You did not tell him before. You did not. He was not prepared. He was not there to now be fights. I looked at it. What do you really want him to do? Is it just to join the inner circle and do what? And do what? So, say you're already superwoman now. You're already parenting. Be going ahead. So, I have to make him know that, okay, some of these things I can, but there are some that I cannot even attempt to do because it's not in my place. So again, strength to weakness. He needed to also understand that, look, this is my strength. This is where I come in. For example, talking to our son in this particular way, teaching our son that my husband is such a handsome person. Hey, my husband can help your life and destiny.
Yes.
And then you leave that part of,
I'm on that table.
that part of it.
I'll be helped, please. Shout out to you, Pastor. My life has been helped in tremendous ways.
You now leave that aspect of his life, and all you're just focusing on is how you not come to class. So stop painting the weakness. And you cannot tell me that you married a man that does not have strength. Now, what are you doing there? What carried you there? So what are those his strength that he can bring to the table? So I just stopped fusing over it. I stopped whining. I stopped shouting. The day he said how we joined the inner circle, I was watching it like all of you were watching it. He sent in his testimonials that he was led. I was in shock. Coach just came to our friends group and said, Pastor just booked for. He didn't even tell me. I was not even there. Because at this point, my motives were no longer, were now right. Sometimes the reason why you want your parents, your husband to join might actually be wrong. Your motive is wrong. Everybody's husband is joining. Husband will join. Is that what the conversation is all about? No. The conversation is about him coming in to take his place, to take his role. Sometimes we want our husbands to join as attachments. It seems like there is no place for him. You just, honey, everybody, you're supposed to be here. He has not yet seen his place in the scheme of things. You are on his chair, then you now say, come and sit down here. Where will he sit? Where will he sit? You just want him to come and join you and do what? You're already doing everything. You've not yet made him know that you see this thing. I can't do it though. I can't do it. How he goes to, do stuff for the children, only you know that I don't. So it's not like he's helping me. He's actually just stepping into his place. So giving him that authority and saying to him that, sir, I can help you do this, and this, but please, sir, I need you to. There's no husband that will reject it that way. Yeah. A lot of time we are giving our husbands command without knowing. You are commanding him. Yes, you have a point, but the communication is not going down well. I usually have sessions with the fathers. It's one of my favorite sessions. The fathers of the girls' home, my queen daughters. One day, father said in that session, he said, Etima, our wives know how to get everything from us except this parenting issue. Till today, I've not been able to understand. All the fathers were now like, yes, they were going to comment, yes, that's true, yes, exactly, yes. It looks like anything that has to do with parenting, the women are fighting and are quarreling. I know it's not easy, taking all the burden. But can you just step back, rest a bit, and re-strategize? Re-strategize. You're having this. Okay, you wanted him to come for father's conference. He did not come. Don't throw tantrum. It's governor that taught me that one. Hey, the governor taught me how I must continue smiling when I'm not happy. I don't understand. The first day he told me this thing, I was the one that went to report. He now told me that when I go, I should hug. I say, governor, what are you talking about? He said, it must not show in your body language, but we will show it. I told you to join in that circle. You do not want. So the way you're doing anything that has to do with parenting, you are angry. You're angry. It has a counter effect.
Yep.
It has a counter effect. So yes, you are not happy that he's not in the inner circle, but you are not showing him. Don't show him. Package it and just act like, so what we're doing. Do you know now my husband is the one that plans Christmas program? Plans. If you see the way he plans it, he will even add fancy inside the design. He even does it better than I was doing. My time, I was using book and pen with ruler.
In fact, the day I saw his journal, he's one of the journal, he's very meticulous. Said, what is this?
My children did not say pim. Other years, my children were like, Mommy, why should we? Immediately my husband just started aligning small. The children just, that is the one that is pasting the thing. But it took me a lot of patience. So sometimes what he's doing, I'm not happy. Go and have where you go and whine. It's not on him. Don't whine on him. Don't, because that's nagging. And go and check what the Bible says about nagging. When you nag, the person rather goes to the rooftop than stays with you. So your nagging is pushing him further apart. So the first thing I did was I stopped nagging. I would have really wanted him to listen to that session. But he did not listen now. So now what will my nagging do? Will it make him listen? No, it still will make him listen. So I rather step back and try to see other subtle ways of getting him. Honey, really miss that situation. It was so sweet. In fact, I wanted to be part of it. On his own, you go and listen. But when you now say all the fathers, every father is dead. Look at the father. This is not fathers. I know women, we say those things. It will push it. Just remember, if there's anything you remember that the more you whine, the more you nag, the further and further he goes away from you and from it. The reason why some fathers don't like the inner circle is because of the way we have whined about it. Why don't you come up with the results? When my husband saw the way I was really bonding with my children, he was envying me.
Like
envy. He was envying me like the Philistines. When they said, my daughter, they'll just do their plan, he also liked it. So when I sensed the envy, I said, okay, so this is how you do with your daughter. This is how you do with her. Or do you know she calls you this? This is she calls you this. He to give her a name. That's how they started to build their relationship. So please, you have to be very wise about it. You have to be very patient about it. You have to be ready to pay the price, which is maybe he might not join or maybe he might not come in immediately, but eventually he would. Yes. It's painful. Find somebody you go and cry to, not to him. Find someone that will cry to, that you cry to, that will just give you that encouragement, and then you keep pushing. Before you know what is happening. And please, work on your marriage. Somebody said in the couples retreat again, that because of course the couple retreat was honey everywhere. Immediately she came back from retreat. I was listening to webinar with her. Oshe, that's it. One last thing.
But I was joining that cycle already.
When I saw that thing, I was like, see strategy. But you don't want to be that good sweetie wife. What your husband likes in the marriage you are not doing, then you now want to come and do parenting. It doesn't work like that. Bring in your support. Some of us women, they don't like bringing our money. That can be the game changer. I said I should just mention. The husband is the one that will bring the money for everything. It's only parenting you spend your money on. So in his mind, what's that? You leave all the burden for him. And then you now want him to now come and join you in the parenting academy because that's the one that interests you. It's like that's how they do you. You will see. You will not join. When he's seeing you supporting him, supporting his business, supporting all the things he's doing, he's not going to be like, okay, so let me also support the things that she loves. I just thought to mention that.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You are listening to Auntie Etima. Anytime parents come to me and say, "Oh, I've been trying with my husband, did it," I say, it's obvious that you probably have a marriage problem. Sort it out. Start, by the time we're coming back from retreat, all the men that were there, all of them became yadas automatically. Like this guy,
Mm-hmm.
hey, is it what it is I will be missing? Hey, find a strategy. Find the strategy. And do not always, like Adetima said, don't rant on your spouse. It's not something that you should do. Because when you do, something actually really do happen. Right. Thank you again. Shout out to my big brother, Pastor Matthew. Me. You would think I do not cry, but there are times the thing will I just say pastor, and he will just appear. Boom. And I mean appearance. So if I say now, sir, can you help me do the other day was early morning, 5 o'clock. This man jumped out of his bed, walked, went to the house, did. And we were not even in the country. Find the right tribal. Your life will be made by it. So some people were asking me, because you really rest. You I say, our burden bearers will forget. Let's not even go there. People that I can just look around and I say, hey, it's happening here, and they just carry it and run. Thank you again, Pastor Matthew May, for being in my corner. I don't take it for granted. And thank you so much for being here. And Pastor will just say, coach. In fact, I finished the webinar and the team on financial trauma. Pastor got to my office, sat down, I say, coach, you finished me. I say, sir, I'm not your coach here. I'm now your baby sister. Oh yeah, let's continue from there. It was so fun. It was shout out to you. It is so amazing. And the team had been here almost 2 hours. All of you are here. Nobody's throwing a tantrum. Nobody's saying time have gone because of the team. Well done, no, well done, well done. And if you want to join the girls'
Okay,
hall,
I'm doing
please
well.
reach out to Etima Umeh on Instagram. Reach out to her. You can reach out to the team. I will send you all of the details. And the team have beautiful books for girls. Maintain Your White is my best, still my best. I don't know about other ones, but see that Maintain Your White. Your white must be maintained. It's a book. In fact, I bought that book more than how many copies? 50, sometimes 100. I dey buy the book like water. Every time I get into a new class, I'm like, all of you, come and maintain your white. Oh yeah, let's all go. So my children know everybody they meet must be maintaining their white. So I buy Maintain Your White as a gift to my children anywhere they find themselves in any space. I am very big on influencing the circles that my children have. And trust me, and it's so amazing to actually really, see that, have that when you are able to do that. And the thing is, some people are listening to you and just saying, I have it all. I'm a coach. Why do I need to be inside this place? Why do I even need to pay money? My excuse is that I don't have.
Mm.
My excuse is that I don't have time. I don't have money. Whichever, whatever it is. Over to you, Auntie Tima, because it be like say we did do 2 hours on this your
So
session.
I'm so sorry to take your time. So I would say that the reason why coaches, mentors, pastors, especially should be here is because we keep giving out and do not really have a system to fill us in. The truth is, many times we study to teach. Please let me just say it. I'm a minister. I call myself a youth pastor in church. My husband is a pastor, full blown ordained, part-time pastor though. I see the other day it was at the retreat or one of the couples event that I was just telling coach that, I wish pastors, could come for this kind of things. When we post our pictures, pastors gonna ask my husband, "Yeah, we saw you and your wife. Oh, we saw." I said, "You people don't want now. You people, it just looks as if, oh, you've got it all covered." First of all, you need to even understand that as a coach, a mentor, a teacher, a pastor, you are first a human being. Oh. You're first a human being, right?
Yep.
You're first a normal human being like everyone else. You are going to go through challenges like others. You're not going to be exempted. Pastor Isaac Oyedeko, is part of the first family in the living faith. He has pastored us. His wife shared some personal things, struggles that they had growing up. You think that because it's Bishop Oyedeko also, no, he's exempted. No. We have all our children. Then she shared with us what mama did, what papa did, and how our children, how they are all turned out well. Before you come and tap, just understand that there is a process. I see some coaches, I see some mentors. I know they're having struggles, but you try to talk with them and offer, and it just looks like it's unheard of. Who says so? Who says that we are not regular human beings? Who says that our children cannot go or will not go through challenges like your own children? In case somebody is trying to come and tell me that, oh, see what your daughter is doing in university, or it's not going to get me. It's not going to get me, because I have already understood that I am first a human being before I'm a coach, before I'm a pastor, I am first, and I can make errors. I can make mistakes. The other day, I sat with my mentor, my spiritual mentor, my purpose mentor. She's a big woman of God with big ministries, and we're talking personal things. And she was saying, my dear, this particular aspect of my parenting, I missed it here. I missed it here. And I was like, yeah, mama, that's true. You missed it there. And she said, but this is what I've done. This is what I'm trying. This is why you people, well done. Oh. She was just trying to say, well done. In fact, coach, shout out to you. She was saying, well done with the work you guys are doing at that parenting academy. Is helping a lot. Please, pastors, coaches, that you taught. Do you know, I realized that there are some classes I'm teaching in the girls' hub. My daughter is not there. Seriously, she's not there. So can you please tell me why I should not be in a system where they are led? Sometimes we forget these things. Though. I was serving my, how do you even think, what do you think the gap was I had in my parenting? It was service. I was serve in teens church. I will serve in teens church. By the time I'm coming home, I am useless. I keep sharing this story. I'm useless to everybody, including my children and my husband. No energy again. Where was I refilling? Then there was no inner circle. My spiritual life, was it growing? Yes. Get it. Your spiritual life will grow. But what other aspect of your life? If you don't intentionally grow it, it remains redundant. It will not grow. Bible does not grow parenting. Bible does not grow business. And it's not like it's powerful. It's just that God is organized. So he has created different systems. That's why you cannot be pregnant and pray, then the baby will just pop out. You must go to the hospital and pass through the medical system. You must go to your business and labor in your business for your business to grow. You must put in the parenting work. Do you have it? Or you have an idea of it? Do you have it all put together? Is it arranged together in one piece? You say you're a pastor. Oh, you know how to do magic. You have an idea of it. Have you gone to learn about it? Have you put yourself into a system? Have you immersed yourself into a system that constantly, pours into you for you to be able to give out? Trust me and believe me. We ministers, pastors, and coaches, we are giving out more than we are getting. You can read. Oh, so again, the why and the how. It's good to read. You're reading. Do you know how to convert it? Like, do you know how to now move it from what you've read into how do you practicalize it? Look at this month. Coach has been talking to us through the voice note about self-efficacy, resilience, all those things. Those are things that you read in books. Okay, how do you break it down to the extent that you can teach your 10 years old, your 5 years old, your 15 years old? It's a lot of work. Sister, it's a lot of work. Sir, it's a lot of work. I don't want to come in the morning and I'm trying to understand how to do it. A system has been sent by God to help me. And then I say no, all because I'm a coach. The other day, my husband and I were calculating our money. Okay, inner cycle 170, couples can get 150, this. We're just putting together. If you plan it, you can do it. And it will give you peace throughout the year. Do you know how many materials I have to release before the year ends? I should leave it. I should leave that material. And I should go and start looking for how I want to set a system up for my parenting. Why? Why do I like stress? So, coaches, The inner circle takes off that burden of trying to ensure that your children are also following. Your parenting is moving forward. It takes away that burden. How many things do you want to do? You want to do ministry. You want to do coaching. You want to do parenting professionally. You want to do relationship. It's a lot of burden. Coaches are burdened already by the troubles of the world. The inner circle has now come to take off one aspect from you. I think, I insist rather, that you should come into it. It just helps you. Therapy is helping you. Conclave is helping you. Girls Club is helping you. Boys leadership is helping you. You now say no, you want to do it all by yourself. You must be a super pastor, superman, super everything. Pastor Bishop David Oyedepo's son were 2/3. Papa is embodiment of faith. Papa hired a discipleship teacher, not Papa sat down to be teaching children word of God. He has laid the foundation. But as they started to grow, he created a system where these children will understand this thing deeply. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. A time comes in your growth journey where you need professionals. A counselor must have a counselor. A therapist must have a therapist. If you don't, your system, you will not be in a proper state of mind, because you deal with so much mentally. So you need that aid. It's like first aid. So again, the inner circle is like first aid for us as coaches. That's the truth. As ministers, as pastors, the inner circle is like first aid treatment. It's like specialist treatment. So you move from getting first aid and then you start getting specialist treatment, because you know exactly what you want and you come into the system and you get it and you run with it without any hassle. So that's why I would encourage coaches and mentors and pastors to say, look, first of all, the world is waiting for you to fail. Are you going to give them that chance? And you cannot use sentiment and say, no, I'm not going to fail. You're without doing anything. You get ahead of them and ensure that you are at the front seat. That's why in the conclave, I'm at the front. In that second, I'm at the, I don't stay at the back in any space that was sent to help me, because I look at it as God's mercy to me. God is saying, my darling child, so that lest they laugh at you, come and collect this thing as help. I stay at the front and I get all the help without feeling embarrassed, without feeling like, oh, I'm a failure, that's why I'm here. No, I just want good, better, best. So that's why I would encourage everyone.
Amazing. It's only 3 minutes to 2 hours. Only Queen Mother that can do this kind of thing. 2 hours on my international parenting journey. If I leave her, we will do 3 hours, as it were. All right. And this is where we actually end the conversation on my intentional parenting journey with Queen Mother. I was reading a scripture to the people I spoke to yesterday in Wales. And I said, you know that scripture, my children, the seed of the righteous shall be mighty. Do you know that the seed does not have the capacity of mightiness in itself until it's planted? There is no seed that mightifies except you bury it. Every seed can only become mighty when they grow. So we quote that scripture. The seed of the righteous shall be righteous. So automatically you're righteous. Mightiness of your seed becomes a thing. It's not true. Any seed that is not planted never actually grows, remains a seed. And that's what it is. So if that your seed is going to be mighty, you need to plant it. And it's in the planting that's what mightifies your seed. And that is one key aspect. If you didn't hear anything I said today, one thing you want to hear is that you need to plant your seed. So all those seed of mighty, we pray empty prayers. Seed of mighty, the righteous shall be mighty. Are you planting the seed? Or you are just quoting the scripture? The scriptures are very tenable. They are very valid. But any scripture you cannot break down in tangible terms to use does not become profitable to you ever in life. Thank you again, Auntie Etima, for an awesome session. I am sure that if I leave you guys, you will tell Queen Mother to continue here, keep talking, and just you'll be listening to her. She has a way to serenade you with her talk. I like listening to her a lot. Trust me, she's that one person that you love to listen to. But don't go to her now and say, I really want to be your friend. If I catch you, stick it. Thank you so much for being here. I really did enjoy myself. And shout
Thank you
out to
too.
you. Auntie Tima, thank you so much. Of course, you know that I love you. I honor you. It is such
Amen.
a beautiful thing to have you in my space, in my corner. It just feels good, right? It just feels good. I just wake
Same
up in
here.
the
Same
I'm
here.
like, Auntie Tima is just yeah. I feel myself,
I
that kind of thing.
know.
Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate your time. And thank you for all of the things that you do backstage. I can't say it enough. And I'm sure that not a lot of people will understand what I'm saying, but I'm sure that you know that I do know that you are a big part of my journey, in a very big chunk of it. And I am grateful for the gift of you. All right, Auntie Tima, I'm
Thank
going
you,
to let
Coach. Thank you. God bless you. Oh, thank you, dear parents. I loved it.
All righty. Thank you so much. Because if I don't let Auntie Tima go, we will be here. If I say last words, Auntie Tima will give us time on. Bye bye, Mama. Bye bye. So yes, you have Auntie Tima. You had Auntie Tima in the building. The inner circle. The details are on my screen. We're here. Talking about the inner circle. It's 100,000 naira per year. With your spouse, it's 170,000. Here at Tima. Say, my husband and I have prepared ourselves. Inner circle, couples conclave, whatever it is that we need to do, and we're doing it. And it is just all there is. Thank you so much again for being here. Shout out to you guys, and thank you for being with us 2 hours straight. Only Antetima can get me to do this, yeah, and also get us to do this. All of us are glued to listening. There's so much to take away. One thing I want you to take away is today, like I tell the masterpiece women, excuses are cheap. Those who make them are not wise. If you make excuses for what it is that you need to do for your journey, then you're not wise. Trust me. And excuses will devalue you. It doesn't give you value. Don't be in that space where you actually need to share excuses. All righty. Thank you again. Have an amazing day. Share all the flowers, all of them. And for people who are saying, "Now I'm saving for 2026, go and borrow money and join 2025." That will be the last money you ever need to borrow in your life. And I'm not saying it because I am here. I am saying it because that is the truth. Quote me anywhere, borrow money, get into the inner circle, do everything you need to do, listen to the instructions. That will be the last funds you will ever need to borrow in your life. So if you're looking for money, yes, go and look for it, go and borrow it, get it. And that will change your life forever. Have an amazing day, everybody. And yes, it's only 30 days, 30 days to Inner Circle 2025. If you miss it, the ark will be locked. Lord Nabia, don't forget that. Thank you, everyone, for being here and have an amazing day. See you tomorrow, same time, where we actually will have this conversation again. Bye. See you in the yada yadas.